because they have to be. Man, we're coming into that day right here in this country to where it doesn't matter what church name you go to, the power of God is going to have to hit because of what is going on in your surroundings. So God is going to send me into what I came out of. Isn't that awesome? He's going to send me right back into the same three connections of what I came out of. Those who don't believe in miracles are going to. Not because it's going to be broke down in a 10-part sermon. It's going to be broke down right in front of them in an unexplainable event. Come on. David said, I want to pass on these miracles. Church, if we're going to be encouraged in the mode of revival, we've got to not just experience miracles ourselves, but we got to figure out a way to bring our families into them so they can see them. Instead of letting Johnny play his iPod right after school, why not talk to him about the miraculous? Why not? Brooke wants bed stories all the time. And before I got tired in the Lord, when I would tell her bedtime stories, they were Bible stories. And I would always choose the miracles. Yes. Because I want her to get that in her. I want the next generation, the generation to just kind of expect miracles and not think they're something abnormal, but I want them to become the new normal. Yes. But David said something else. Not only do I want to pass on the miracles, but I want to pass on my excitement. Oh, hear me. Yes. He said, Lord, I want to pass on my excitement and passion for you. Yes. That's probably the biggest void in the church today. Our mom and dad's excitement for God. Yes. Don't confuse that with zeal. Right. Zeal is important. Zeal, consistency and persistency is powerful. Let's not take away from that effectiveness. But when you add excitement to that, because see, a lot of times people who are zealous for God and who are faithful to God, sometimes they lose the passion. And that's why revival meetings are so important. Right now there are people in this town who said, they got to have a revival meeting. That proves, I know exactly what conservative groups are saying about what we do. Because I used to be them. I was there in their shoes saying their very words. I remember saying back when I first started pastoring, I was not Pentecostal. When we started the ministry Faith for Life 20 years ago, I was not Pentecostal. I'm pretty sure I was saved. I'm thinking so. But I definitely wasn't Spirit-filled. I wasn't caring. And I used to say, I remember when the Assembly of God in Blythe, California was having their meeting, and they'd have these revival speakers and all that stuff. I would just laugh at that, go, you know what, if you've got to have a man come in to do that, it's not a real revival. It's a man-made circus. And I remember those words coming, those thoughts being in my mind. Let me tell you something. There are people who have been serving the Lord for 40, 50 years. Faithful, believing for the things of God. Every now and then they're going to need an encouragement. Every now and then they're going to need something to fan the flame. Come on. Because David said, Lord, I want to pass on my excitement to the next generation. So these meetings that we had are instrumental in keeping some stuff stirred up. Not that we want to become dependent on them, come on. But that every now and then it is awesome to have something like that take place. Hear me. David says, I don't want to just pass on good teaching. I don't want to just pass on doctrine. I don't want to just pass on how to be a good believer or how to act right in church. Lord, I want to pass on the expectancy of your miracles and the excitement of loving you. That's what he wanted to pass on. I can't think of two better things to pass on in this day and this age. That's exactly what I want. I want to see this town believe in miracles. Because they're seeing miracles. Amen. All I want is for Beaver to see. I want to see arms grow out. Yes. I want to see somebody with a milky glaze over their eyes all of a sudden just cleared up. Amen. I want to see people with backs, knees, and joint issues. I want to see it right here. And I want to see the face on those who were doubting and mocking. I want to see their face when God manifests His power right in front of them. And I'm not going to gloat over them and say, see, I told you I was right. I want to see them bust down and say, God, I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry. I should have never died. I shouldn't have listened to my bishop. Oh, did I just say that? I shouldn't have listened to my pastor. I shouldn't have listened to my Sunday school teacher. I shouldn't have listened to my priest. I shouldn't have listened to the board of directors. I should have listened to your word. For your word says you're the same today, yesterday, and forever. I want to see walls broke down.
Amen.
This is what God's called us to do, is pass on the same thing David wanted to. The supernatural hunger for miracles. That's what He wants. And for us to be so excited for Him. I'll be honest with you, there's Sundays I've come in here and I've faked the excitement of God. I'll just be honest. There's times I've come in here I didn't want to see any of you. And especially some of you. But I put on a smile and I came in because I understood it's bigger than my moment. It's bigger than my crisis. There's a kingdom that God has called me to reside over. You are called to reside over a kingdom as well. Unfortunately, it's the same kingdom. See, if I was residing over my kingdom and you were residing over yours, and somehow all those kingdoms fit under His, then you could cause yours to fall apart and you'd be the only one that would suffer because of it. But we're all connected inside the same kingdom. And so there are times. Do you think Jesus, every time He ministered, was excited about what He was doing? Do you think when He went up and He went somewhere to pray up on the mountaintop to encourage Himself in the Lord, come on, and to be revived, and He sends the disciples out across a lake and they get caught in a storm and they start to panic? Do you think as He was crossing the sea, He was just wanting to get to the other side because He knew He had to face a devil over there and He had a war to do? You think He really wanted to have to mess with the disciples at that moment and encourage them? I can guarantee you, He wanted to just fulfill whatever He saw His Father in heaven doing. He wanted to have that done. I got a feeling there were times He was tired. And He ministered. And He didn't minister out of zealousness or persistence. He ministered 100%. God's been hitting me on this. Out of compassion for the people.